Welcome back. We now shine a spotlight on Basecamp Business Incubator, which is a Namibian startup and innovation hub that was established in 2023. They're part of the ScaleUp Namibia initiative, providing young people with cutting-edge skills in entrepreneurship development. We have Josiah Hano-Oshike this evening with us to share more about this exciting journey of their role in shaping Namibia's economy. Good evening and welcome.
Thank you, Nina. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah.
Well, to start with, just expand on what Basecamp really is and, of course, what it is that you do in your own words.
Okay, sure. So Basecamp Business Incubator is entrepreneurship hub. So the idea is really to work with entrepreneurs who started basically with an idea, and we help them develop that idea into a business concept. We incubate them. And then we then after that try to assist them getting the first funding, and then after they get the first funding, then we try to get them access to market so they're able to grow their businesses, employ in particular Namibians, and help grow not only their own financial resources, but hopefully also help expand Namibia's economy.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And of course, as I mentioned, you were established in 2023.
That's correct.
So talk to us about some of the success stories that you've had over the years.
Sure. Since we launched in 2023, we've supported over 1,000 Namibian entrepreneurs. Again, many of them at the early stage, but some of them also with funding. I think we've probably helped gain access to funding to about 50 entrepreneurs to date in Namibia, something we're quite proud of. We've worked with quite a number of partners in the ecosystem, in particular financial service companies. One of our biggest supporters has been FNB Namibia. We also worked with Old Mutual, we worked with the Development Bank of Namibia, we worked with Bellatrix SME Finance as well as Bellatrix Investment Managers. And recently we also embarked on a partnership with the University of Namibia, where we're now trying to work with students as well as academics to transform their research into actual businesses. And later on, hopefully, then we can help them get funding and grow.
You mentioned, of course, that you help young people from ideation stage, into having them have this up and running business, or at least getting funding for these businesses. In terms of ideas that Namibian young people have for businesses, are there really some stunning, business innovations that they come up with? Yeah,
very much so. I mean, obviously not every business that works out, rather that gets started will work out. I mean, as I said, we've supported over 1,000 entrepreneurs, but it is a fact that many of them won't work out, but there's still many more that actually do. So we've worked with some entrepreneurs with some great ideas in different industries, just to name a few. We worked with a business that transforms used basically ethanol and kind of recycles that and then sells it back to the market. Most of this ethanol is a byproduct of making of plastics. So they've then have a contract with one of the leading plastic manufacturers in the country, and then they recycle that and sell it back to them. Another one is one that produces juice, mutete juice, hibiscus juice, and also then sells it in many stores. One final one of note I can mention is an organization also called Moon Snacks. So they produce these snacks which you can buy for $5 from many retail shops around the country. And they've just started again with an idea. We help them, we train them up on entrepreneurship training, we help them secure the first funding, and then today they are generating revenue, employing Namibians and such. And this is really a model we'd like to replicate throughout Namibia and such. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
What is Basecamp's, involvement with the ScaleUp Namibia initiative? Talk to us about that. Okay,
so ScaleUp Namibia is an initiative that tries to bring together different hubs across Namibia. So there are many different hubs across Namibia, and there's a lot of vibrant people that really want to make a difference. But then sometimes you find that they either lack resources, or sometimes we're also duplicating our efforts. So we thought, let's get together under this banner. So ScaleUp Namibia is an initiative by NIPDB, Namibia Investment Promotion and Development Board, as well as NCRST, National Council for Research and Technology. And then under this umbrella, then we are able to get direct support from our Namibian government. So currently the initiative has about 15 members, 15 different hubs, and the idea is then to collaborate on supporting Namibian entrepreneurs, as well as raising the level of innovation among Namibian entrepreneurs. So hopefully by providing them financial and non-financial support, these hubs can reach many more entrepreneurs. So Basecamp was chosen to be the chairperson of the implementation committee. Primarily on that committee represented by myself. And then the idea is then to work with corporates as well as government institutions to really help build our Namibian startup ecosystem that promotes not only entrepreneurial development but innovation as well.
Yeah. Fantastic. Well, Josiah, what advice would you give to a young Namibian, with a bold idea, who's looking to take their first step, in this entrepreneurship journey, and would like to do that through Basecamp?
I'd just say get started, right? So Basecamp offers different entrepreneurship programs across the year, right? And all of our entrepreneurship programs to date have been free. You don't have to pay. We make sure we find a partner who's going to pay, who's going to partner with us so they can support Namibian entrepreneurs. That's why I mentioned there's different partners. In fact, lately we've even partnered with the UNDP, and where we funded a number of entrepreneurs as well through that initiative. Every month we typically have an entrepreneurship program. So again, like if you had applied last month, you would have been in our UNAM cohort. Next month, again, we're going to be partnering with another partner again to support businesses that are a bit further along. And then we also are working on something within the creative space as well as fintech as well as also coming up. So there's a lot of opportunities. All you have to do is I always tell entrepreneurs who ask me, unfortunately I cannot personally work with everyone, but do follow our social media pages, in particular on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and also our website, and you will be able to get information in terms of the various programs we run. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
What are some of the challenges that Basecamp faces in terms of assisting, Namibian entrepreneurs, and how does the ScaleUp Namibia network help address some of these challenges?
I think that's a very good question. I think the biggest challenge, unfortunately, we face, and I think every single hub will tell you this, is access to resources at times. All right. It is a challenge because obviously many of us provide our services for free. And there's also a good reason for that. Also, if many of the entrepreneurs we support don't necessarily always have the resources to do this. So I mentioned before that we supported over 1,000 entrepreneurs in the past 2 years or so. But if we were to make our services paid for, probably only have reached a fraction of those. So we want to kind of offer these services to as many entrepreneurs as possible, and also obviously the various hubs that we work with. So under the umbrella of ScaleUp Namibia, the hope is that we work together with government as well as other corporates to bring resources together, to pool resources, so we're able to support the various hubs with the various initiatives they have. Some hubs, like obviously us, we focus really on grassroots. And then there's also other hubs that perhaps focus on technology, game development, and so it goes. And then if they are supported under this umbrella, we'll then able to reach more Namibians across all corners of Namibia.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, Josiah, just lastly, looking ahead, what's Basecamp's vision for the future of Namibian entrepreneurship?
Our vision is really to help support as many entrepreneurs as possible on the grassroots, and then secondarily help as many of them get funding as possible, as much funding as possible, because a big challenge faced by Namibian entrepreneurs to date is access to funding. And Namibia sits in a quite precarious position where we actually don't lack money per se in the country. If you go to the banks, in fact, they're putting money into government bonds and not loans because because the risk averse, they're scared of losing money from loans. You see other entities like let's say pension funds who also give funds to investment. Those funds don't reach the early stage entrepreneurs, again because they're scared that they'll invest into companies that will fail. So because of that, we see that they invest in the safer assets, government bonds, and many other listed equities. But our early stage entrepreneurs lack that funding. So the hope for Basecamp is hopefully to be that body that provides that early stage funding for entrepreneurs together with partners, so they are able then to unlock that money from banks as well as pension funding in the long run.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, Josiah, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate you being here.
Thank you very much, Nina. Thank you for having me.
Well, that was Josiah speaking to us there. On that note, we wrap up today's edition of the Daily Roundup as well. We're back, of course, tomorrow, same time and place, so do join us then. Myself and the team, it's good night and thank you for watching.